I'm reviewing Friday Night Lights, a movie released in 2004. It's directed by Peter Berg. It stars Billy Bob Thornton. It's based on a nonfiction book of the same name written by H.G. Bissinger, who happens to be the cousin of Peter Berg. The premise is that it follows a high school football team in West Texas, the Permian Panthers of Odessa. They are striving to win the state championship. The central character is Gary Gaines, the coach. Other important characters are the quarterback, Mike Winchell. He's really the antithesis of the Chad Jock. Then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Don Billingsley, who is the embodiment of the Chad Jock. There's also Brian Chavez, another leader on the team, but he's more like the class valedictorian. Of course, there's Booby Miles, the star running back. He's cocky, but he's charismatic. Underclassman running back. The backup to the backup, Chris Comer, or Ivory Christian, the strong, silent type on defense. Gary Gaines' wife is played by Connie Britton. She plays a prominent role, more so in the movie than in the book. That actress also plays a very similar role in the TV series. The show is good. It's fictional. I recommend it, but I prefer the movie. On the surface, it's just a sports chronicle following a high school football team in a football-mad part of the world. On a deeper level, it looks at the relatable struggles of these people working in a high-pressure job, doing well enough to get a scholarship, living up to the expectations of someone close to you. Buzz Bissinger, he went out of his way to move to Odessa, Texas to follow this football program that at the time had been a well-known force. I remember his statement, if he had set out to write a fictional book, it wouldn't have been as interesting as this particular story. And the book is a good read. It examines the race relations in this particular place, the economic downturn of living in such a boom-bust part of the world. It also looks at the misplacement of priorities regarding athletics versus education, the sometimes pitiful nature of people living vicariously through not pro athletes, but teenagers. And nowadays, with big-time college football becoming more and more like professional sports, high school football, it's still amateur football, and so there's some semblance of purity. I would say the show kind of touches on that. I can't go into as much detail because it's only like 2 odd hours. The soundtrack is great. Most of it is by Explosions in the Sky, a 4-piece instrumental rock band. 3 of the members are from nearby Midland, Texas, the Permian Panthers of Odessa and the Lee Rebels of Midland. Their showdown in this story is an important part of the season, and it leads to something dramatic. I won't spoil it. It's not your typical sports story, I'll say that much. Pete Berg really likes that handheld shaky cam, but it fits this genre, this slice of life, gritty, grounded drama. Watch this movie. If you're a sports fan, you've probably already seen it, but if you haven't watched it, read the book. If you're really into grounded drama and you're not a sports fan, watch this movie anyway.